When U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced on April 5th that the U.S. is immediately revoking visas issued to all South Sudanese passport holders due to the African nation refusing to accept its citizens who have been removed from the U.S. Rubio, in a statement, added that the U.S. will also block any arriving citizens of South Sudan, the world's newest country, at U.S. ports of entry. Effective immediately, the United States Department of State is taking action to revoke all visas held by South Sudanese passport holders and prevent further issuance to prevent entry into the United States by South Sudanese passport holders. Because of the failure of South Sudan's transitional government to accept the return of its repatriated citizens in a timely manner, it is time for the transitional government of South Sudan to stop taking advantage of the United States. Every country must accept the return of its citizens in a timely manner when another country, including the United States, seeks to remove them. The cornerstone of President Donald Trump's immigration policy is removing unlawful migrants from the U.S. with the promise of mass deportations. Its measures have been deploying thousands of active duty troops and National Guardsmen to the U.S.-Mexico border to conducting mass deportations of individuals with alleged gang applications. Its singling out of South Sudan follows numbers of Africans seeking to enter the U.S. via its southern border, an alternative to risky routes to Europe. The move comes as fears grow that South Sudan may again descend into civil war. On March 8th, the U.S. ordered all its non-emergency staff in South Sudan to leave as regional fighting broke out, threatening a fragile peace deal agreed in 2018 that South Sudanese in the U.S. were previously granted temporary protected status, which allows them to remain in the U.S. for a set period of time. Temporary protected status for South Sudanese in the U.S. had been due to expire by May 3rd. South Sudan, the world's newest nation, gained independence in 2011 after seceding from Sudan. The U.S. Justice Department told an appeals court on April 5th that a judge did not have the authority to order the Trump administration to broker the return of a Maryland man who was mistakenly sent to a notorious El Salvador prison. And it suspended a government lawyer who admitted in court that the deportation was an error. The government's attorneys asked the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to pause a ruling by the U.S. District Judge Paula Shinners, who ordered the administration to facilitate and effectuate Kumar Abrego Garcia's return to the U.S. by April 7, that a judicial order that forces the executive to engage with the foreign power in a certain way, let alone compel a certain action by a foreign sovereign, is constitutionally intolerable. The appeals court asked Gilmer Abrego, Garcia's lawyers, to respond to the government's filing by the afternoon of April 6. Garcia's mistaken deportation was described by the White House as an administrative error, has outraged many, and raised concerns about expelling non-citizens who were granted permission to be in the U.S. Kumar Abrego Garcia, a protected legal resident who had lived in Maryland since 2011, was deported to El Salvador on March 15th. His deportation occurred despite an immigration judge's 2019 ruling that barred his return, citing a high risk of persecution if he were sent back. Abrego Garcia, who fled El Salvador to escape gang violence, has no criminal record in the U.S. or El Salvador. The Trump administration claimed that Abrego Garcia is a MS-13 gang member. The claim is lawyer disputes. The government later admitted that his deportation resulted from an administrative error. Abrego Garcia has since filed a lawsuit demanding to be returned to the U.S. The Trump administration has placed a Justice Department lawyer on leave for not zealously advocating its position in the case involving a Salvadoran man living in Maryland who was mistakenly deported last month. Fox News has learned that U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi's office placed arrest. Rabini, who argued for the government in an April 4th hearing where a judge ruled Maryland Father Gilmer Abrego Garcia must be returned to the U.S. by April 7th on indefinite paid leave. TMI direction. Every Department of Justice attorney is required to zealously advocate on behalf of the United States. Any attorney who fails to abide by this direction will face consequences. During a court hearing on April 4th at a federal court in Greenbelt, Maryland, Justice Department Attorney Harris Rezvani conceded to sentence that Gabriel Garcia should not have been removed from the U.S. or sent to El Salvador, proving he could not tell the judge upon what authority he was arrested in Maryland. During the hearing, Rezvani said the facts are conceded plaintiff Abrego Garcia should not have been removed. Judge Paulison has said that there is no warrant for his arrest. There is no statement of probable cause. What is the actual document that got this process started? Rubini responded, "I do not have that. It is not in the record." When further questioned about why the government is not able to return Abrego, Garcia Rezvani said he asked the government the same question and did not receive an answer